Yo, it's Oso, and we back with another live. You feel me? You know, any free time I get, I'm going on live. You feel me? So I just got done doing my 10-minute daily news. Well, 8-minute daily news. Did three of those. Got those done. So now I got my content out the way for this. Damn, I'm gonna need this phone though to be able to make those videos. So I ain't gonna be able to be on live too long just because this is my camera. And my camera is what I use, you feel me, to do everything else too, you feel me. Now I will get a dedicated, you feel me, you dig, one day. But let's get into these videos real fast. Gotta make sure this shit running smooth. Alright. Where the fuck my headphones? Alright. Cheapest motherfucker.
In today
Yo. What's the word, my boy? Who the fuck is Von 1K? I don't know, but this is the misunderstood tales of him. Now I do know that he's, I believe, a content creator that do car content. I don't know for sure. That name do sound familiar. Like I probably heard it somewhere on the blog page, but I don't know who the fuck he is. So that's why we finna watch this video and see who the fuck he is, you feel me? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and you know, turn on them post notifications.
today's world, we have three faces. The first face we show the world. The second face we show to our close friends and family. The third face we never show anyone. It's the truest reflection of who we are. A tale might not be enough to represent this quote, but today we'll dive into the story of a young dreamer who reflects our world's harsh reality perfectly. I said, perfectly.
Bro, why you doing this shit so corny? I ain't gonna cap to you. You started off this video corny as hell, gang. Corniness up here right now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Devontae Jefferson, known online as Vontae 1K, was born and raised in Richmond, Virginia. Life as a child wasn't easy. Richmond is a high crime-rated city. Stabbings and shootings are not uncommon to the area. Growing up there, it was very easy to fall into drugs, violence, and gang activity. Everyone knows.
I ain't gonna cap to you. I was just making a video about that shit, literally. It got like a little 300,000 views and shit. But I was talking about how when you come from the hood and shit, the easiest thing you could do is motherfucking be a street dude, bro. That's the easiest thing you could do. The hardest thing you could do when you come from that environment is try to be better than your environment. So if you ever see a nigga trying to make fun of a nigga that come from the trenches and trying to do better, they ass is a goofy. I ain't gonna cap to you. Because that's the hardest thing to do coming from the trenches.
That you don't get to choose your family. But Vontae was lucky enough to be born into a good household with loving and caring people. They did their best to keep him out of trouble and keep him healthy throughout his childhood. However, school wasn't easy, as Vontae used to have very bad grades. He even got kicked out for talking out of turn too much in class, breaking school property, and skipping school daily. He barely graduated high school, leaving with a 1.2 GPA. But our main character knew that this planned system wasn't made for him. Uni, 9 to 5, work and die wasn't the blueprint. It was the sinking hole. Soon after graduating, Vontae picked up a camera and never looked back. 3 years later, he was pulling up at his high school in a Lamborghini.
Damn, bussin'. Making this shit dramatic though.
My bitch play better, my wrist out the motherfucker better. Bitch per K, I smoke on the face.
After
Pandemic.
getting his camera, Vontae started doing YouTube, interviewing kids in high school. He was learning by trying and did the best with what he had at the time. After 9 months of nothing, low views, and no engagement, he started to see traction, and Vontae was finally noticed by the algorithm. At this point, most people would have given up already. 9 months without any dopamine? Not for everyone. Vontae, however, was determined. But as soon as he had the ball rolling, the pandemic hit and completely killed his content, which put a temporary end to his channel.
Damn.
The inner flame was still there, however, and when you need something, the universe puts it right in front of you. You
I ain't gonna cap to you, man. The pandemic really changed my life, bro. Like, the whole reason why I'm here right now is, I want to say it's solely because of the pandemic, but the pandemic played a part. Me becoming a full-time content creator, taking this shit serious. So, you know, motherfuckers say 2020 was the worst year. 2020 was the best year for me. 2020 was the year. Did I go to Cali in 2020? No, I went to Florida. Then I went to Cali the next month, literally. 2020 went to, I graduated in 2020. 2020 went to December. Me went to Florida. Then next month, January, went to Cali with the guys. I'm like, yeah, 2020, it did good for us. Justice, that's when TikTok was booming. I ain't gonna lie to you.
just have to notice it. Car content was completely an accident. After doing public interviews for years, Vontae started a second channel dedicated to vlogging, his official vlog channel. Like most kids in the area, Hellcats were the dream. Vontae eventually bought one and made a video titled "Cutting Up in Traffic in My Hellcat." It went viral the next day, and that's how the entire cutting up in traffic trend started. Believe it or not, Vontae started that trend. Of course, struggles were a part of the process.
And it's crazy, bro, because I never seen that shit. I never seen that cutting up in traffic type shit, bro. I never seen those videos before. Maybe I probably seen some, but no, he showed his face up in there. I never seen that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is my first time even finding out about folks, for real.
Car content was pretty smooth until he bumped heads with a longtime friend, which ultimately left Vontae in a new state by himself. We'll get to that later, but he didn't let that stop him. It added fuel to the flame. Since he separated from that group, his car taste changed as well. He hasn't bought any Mopars since the incident. Everything since then has been German or Italian.
Hey, that shit better. That shit better.
Vontae's love for cars kicked in very young. His grandpa noticed the dangers of Richmond and never brought or took his grandson around any bad areas. Vontae's grandpa rather pointed him into the car direction. Every time he went to the store, he would bring him a new Hot Wheels toy. It came to the point where he had thousands of them. As a result, he always knew when he got older, he would have a nice car. Well, 12 more specifically. His parents
She overgassing it, talking about 12 more specifically. Like, why you over exaggerating everything, gang? You gotta stop with this shit, man. You gotta stop with this, man. Y'all YouTubers be overgassing it.
brought him his first car when he was 16, a 2007 Honda Accord. He had it for about a year and a half. Gotta start somewhere, right? The first car he purchased for himself was a 2007 Dodge Charger SRT8. This was a dream come true for Vontae, considering the fact he manifested this car for years. He also had it for a year and a half. The third car he owned was a 2015 Dodge Charger Hellcat, a dream come true as well, because he was the first young black kid with a Hellcat. Vontae paved the way and showed kids that it's absolutely possible to own a Hellcat at a young age, even if you don't come from money. Fourth car was his Green Goblin, a 2020 Dodge Charger Hellcat wide body.
You see, now I seen this car before, so I do know who he is from this car. I didn't know who he was, but I have seen that car. That Green Goblin car, that shit is raw as hell, I ain't gonna lie. I seen that.
He purchased it because his 2015 Hellcat was on its last leg, and he needed to get a new car fast, so he traded it for Green Goblin. After getting it, Vontae 1K's channel skyrocketed on YouTube. I mean, everything took off for him. These times felt like ecstasy. Months pass by, and bad news comes his way. He had to give up his Green Goblin because the previous owner did fraudulent paperwork, and they needed him to give the car back to its previous owner. His name will not be disclosed. The fifth car was a 2021 Dodge Charger.
Bro, did he get his money back? He better have got his money back. That's some fucked up ass shit, bro. What the fuck you mean, gang? The nigga did some fraudulent shit. That's not my fault, bro. That's not my fault. But it is kind of your fault because you're supposed to make sure everything is right before you even get a car and shit. But he said he traded it in, so like, who the fuck he trade his other car into? Like, that shit wacky. I don't know.
Hellcat Red Eye. He purchased this one after having to give up the Green Goblin, obviously. But by this time, Vontae was low-key fed up with Mopar. He still bought a Hellcat because his audience really wanted to see Hellcat content, so he got it for them for about a year and a half as well. He ended up selling it for a BMW M8 competition. The sixth car, 2019 Mercedes-AMG E63S. He went to the dealership originally to buy a 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk, but they had an E63 looking all pretty there for about the same price. This was at the time he had an altercation with his friends and was disgusted by Mopar, so that day he left with the E63S. Vontae's seventh car was a 2017.
So, wait. So you telling me him falling out with his friends is the reason why he don't like Mopar? I ain't gonna cap to you. If I like the shit, bro, I don't care if I fall out with a motherfucker. I'm still motherfucker gonna you drive that shit, buy that shit on gang. Fuck them niggas. I ain't gonna cap to you, but maybe shit, they the reason why he even got into those type of cars, so that's why he probably like fuck it.
Dodge Charger Scat Pack. He bought this one strictly to raffle it off. The raffle ended up being a disaster because he didn't reach profit margin, but still gave the car away and lost about 10 grand. He gave it to somebody that didn't have a chance to buy a Scat Pack themselves. He had the whip for about 4 months, but didn't drive it much. Eighth car is very special. A 1989 Cadillac Fleetwood. He purchased this classic because his grandma had one just like it when he was a kid. And when his grandma and grandpa divorced, his grandpa took the car and sold it. His grandma promised him that she would give it to him when she would first start driving, but he was only around 9 to 10 years old at the time. So he thought to himself that when he gets old.
Nah, that bitch nice as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I don't got the real expensive Cadillac. I mean, it's still, you know, expensive. I got a 1992 Cadillac DeVille, you feel me, with only 60,000 miles on it. That bitch in the garage right now, as we speak, on game. That bitch nice as hell. I'm gonna start doing content with it.
Older, he'll buy one just like that, and that's exactly what he did. He still has the car today. It's sitting in the garage collecting dust, but he does plan on fixing it up with the intention of putting it on the road very soon. The ninth car was a 2017 Lamborghini LP582 Baby Blue. He splurged on it when he was 21 years old for his 22nd birthday present. The Huracan always was a big dream car of his, and it felt like an amazing milestone to get it at such a young age. He didn't really realize how big of a milestone a Lambo was, but he's glad he took the leap of faith and got one. 10th car was the 2021 BMW M8 Competition Grand Coupe. After having an incident outside of his house with someone trying to...
So, do he got all those cars still, like, so, cause damn, do he even got how many cars do he still got? Cause lots of the shit you saying he end up selling and shit. It's like the only car you damn near said he ain't sell was that motherfucking Cadillac, and I guess that Lamborghini. You feel me?
Steal his Dodge Charger. He was done with Mopar. It was time to switch it up and level up. He couldn't decide if he wanted a Mercedes-AMG GT63S or a BMW M8 Competition. Eventually, he ended up buying both. But the M8 was the first car and the game changer for him because it opened his eyes to how great of a car BMW actually makes. Now, he's a big BMW fanboy. The 11th car was the Mercedes-AMG GT63 for show. He got rid of his Huracan for this car. At this point, The Lambo was fun and all, but it's unreliable and it was getting annoying. He decided to switch it up and go more low-key, boss status. Ended up having 2 Grand Coupes for a little while, then having it for 3 months only, he decided to get rid of it for an M5 competition, and he doesn't regret this decision at all. That leads us up to his latest.
Man, this shit making me want to get into car content on game. Maybe I'm just at the wrong field. That's the thing right there. But you do gotta have that money on to get into the car game, cause that shit do be inexpensive. Adding all that shit, doing all them mods and shit to it. But maybe I might do some shit. You feel me?
This purchase, the 2021 BMW M5 competition. Out of all the cars he's ever owned, this one is by far his favorite. It's really a wolf in sheep's clothing. This car goes very unnoticed in traffic, but it's a complete monster in performance and comfortability. He absolutely loves this car, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. But this is just the start for Vontae. His dream garage includes a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, an iconic McLaren P1, cleaner than your church.
I ain't gonna cap to you, man. I don't really be fucking with them Rolls Royces and shit like that. I don't really be fucking with them hoes. You know how that shit be.
Shoes, a Bugatti Chiron Supersport billionaire level, a 1970 SS Chevelle with an LT4 swap, and a BMW E39.
Backstabbing.
Vontae's biggest inspiration to start YouTube was Pretty Boy Fredo. He was the reason he started his channel in the first place, and still to this day, he's one of his favorite YouTubers. Shout out to Fredo. As far as car content, Tall Car Guy Reviews and Corey SSG were his 2 influences.
I gotta restore my laptop.
Future plans for Vontae is taking a break from YouTube for now and just enjoying life, but eventually returning back better than ever, and of course, to buy more cars. Taking a break, however, doesn't mean downfall. Please, relax everyone. But taking a break is a consequence that comes from a reason, and let's get into that reason. Let's stop beating around the bush. Backstabbing is an interesting term. The action of criticizing someone in a treacherous manner, despite pretending friendship with them. Number 1 rule of being a man, never stab anyone in the back. The internet is a dangerous place. Here's how the Vontae situation started.
You talking about rule of being a man. Bro, if a nigga backstabbing a nigga, you think he give a fuck about being a man, bro? Come on now, you said that shit, bro. They gonna backstab, bro. They finna backstab your ass for saying that shit on game. Since you saying some shit, now they gonna now your ass gonna get backstabbed, Brody.
So what you talking about? Green guy, you be like, I'm tired of them saying I'm driving foreign car. You still driving foreign car.
And I do I care? Bro, this nigga old as a bitch.
This nigga still driving foreign car.
2018 Triclock driving the.
Okay. That's better than shit though. That's better than shit no car. You got the same car.
We all had used
I don't
cars.
drive car leftovers. I don't drive car leftovers. I don't drive car leftovers. Who's driving car leftovers?
That shit old as fuck.
You got
right now.
130 for my shit. You was there. This nigga was there. 130.
Don't count. It was 90.
You wanna see the paperwork? You wanna see the paperwork? Y'all got 700 credit score, but y'all don't got no history. I can't get shit. I can get $1 million loan if I want right now. Because I'm this fuck. You supposed to. When I'm your ass.
I ain't gonna cap. I hate it when old niggas be trying to compare with young niggas. Like, gang, you supposed to be doing better, bro. You shouldn't supposed to be down talking to nigga, bro. On gang, like, you fucking thonky man, bro. Like, I don't know how old he is, so I ain't gonna call him a thonky man. But if he old talking on a young nigga, bro, you supposed to be having that shit, gang.
Why you 22 though? This nigga drive every car. Listen, if y'all didn't know, this nigga drive every car Quan ever owned.
At first, this looks like a whole jealousy scene, but apparently there's more to it. We're not here to get into all the details and say who's right or wrong, but here's Vontae's side of the story. To start with, He doesn't have any hatred towards Quan at all. If there's any smoke or animosity there, it's not coming from him. Vontae wishes him the best of luck even after all the bullshit that happened. He still kinda motivates him, so shout out to Quan. His issue is with Island Boy Ra. This is someone he looked at like a brother.
We in the shoe store.
We in the shoe store with it, nigga.
Look, you see any two pair of shoes in here you like? Get them, I'm gonna pay for them.
You lying?
Nah, I'm dead serious. Any two pair of shoes you like in here?
You lying? Ain't no way. You lying, bro.
I'm dead serious.
Put it on Boo Boo.
I'm Booba. Nigga, any two pair of shoes in here you like.
And according to Vontae, for Ra to stab him in the back like that made him wish he never met Ra in the first place. They came out the
what'd he
mud
do?
together, and for him to go against his word, he finds it kinda crazy. But it is what it is. Vontae's glad it happened. He wouldn't go back to change anything, and he wishes him the best luck too. In the end, all of this seems to be a competition of who has more money. Come on now, whether it be Vontae, Quan, or Ra, everyone's so successful and so young, people would kill to be at their places in life. Beefing this far seems a bit extra. It's unfortunate things went this far. If money wasn't involved, would all of this have happened? The best conclusion I can come up with is that money is a hell of a poison. Finally, Vontae wanted to share a message with you. In today's time, people are very interested in someone else's life instead of worrying about their own. His message to the world would be to everyone focus on themselves and put themselves first. It's hard to go forward if you're too busy looking into someone else's lane. Never let people tell you you can't, and if they do, prove them wrong. Always keep a small circle. Getting stabbed in the back really hurts. But it'll hurt even more if you turn around and see that it's somebody you called your brother all this time. Always keep a small and strong circle and stay focused with tunnel vision. You have to be willing to put in the work. Some people's journeys are easier than others. You can't look at somebody else's success and get upset or ask why isn't your success.
Yeah, I don't do that shit. I tell that to motherfuckers all the time. Like, gang, you can't judge your life off of someone else's life because you don't know. They could have had it easier. They could have had it harder than you. You never know, bro. So you feel me? I don't even be comparing my life to others because motherfuckers will be up, but they parents help them get on, bro. They come from, you feel me? I come from the trenches, bro. I ain't have no parents working no job. The streets provided for my parents on game. I ain't seen no man clocking in and shit. So it's like it's a difference. Motherfuckers that come from this. The motherfuckers come from, you know, a civil household, all that. So it's different shits, you feel me? So it's going to be levels to this shit, man. You feel me? When they was focused on YouTube and all that shit, I was watching my mama get her ass beat by a nigga and motherfucking niggas bagging up work. You feel me? Bagging up pounds and shit. That's what I seen growing up and shit. But, you know, some motherfuckers had, like, different, you feel me? That's good they had a good life if you got good parents and all that shit. But you know, some people gotta work a little bit more harder and shit.
Happening as fast. You have to write your own book. Everything bad that happens to you was supposed to happen. It's part of your journey. Vontae likes to say that life is like a Mr. Beast video. If you complete the difficult challenges in life, you get a reward at the end. If you quit, you get nothing.
Celebrity cars, shout out to celebrity cars, man. Those celebrity cars. Because they're gonna have to do a whole little video on me because I'm finna go stupid. I'm not gonna clap.
This shit over with. Alright. That was a decent little video. I'm finna restart this shit because that shit was not looking how I wanted it to look. You feel me? Wasn't on par to how I needed it to be. So I'm finna restart this bitch. I'm gonna get me a new computer eventually, so I don't gotta go through all these settings and shit. But as of right now, I'm not finna do that shit, bro. Spent $400 on this shit. This piece of shit better get the job done. You feel me? My goal was to get rich off of YouTube, off this piece of shit laptop, and be able to get my YouTube check, probably another laptop and shit. But I'm finna restart this bitch and then hop back on this bitch because my shit was tripping. cause you know I ain't fucking with that shit. And I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube, but I'm not finna stream on Twitch because that's just making my computer lag, and yeah, it's just making my computer lag more. And I just got one bot in the Twitch thing for the whole time, so it ain't really, you know, nothing too major. I'm still gonna live stream on YouTube, just finna stop streaming on Twitch, cause it ain't really, you know, doing that. We're gonna focus on Twitch when I got better Wi-Fi, when I could dual stream. As of right now, I don't got good enough Wi-Fi where I could do, you feel me? You know, all that shit on one thing, you feel me? We get it good enough to stream though, but just not all this extra shit, man. So appreciate y'all that's in this live stream. I'm finna come back.